I have no idea why I said sorry at the end. Sorry. Welcome to part two of the sixth episode. I only got through one episode. Like I said, I was rambling on about really nothing. Uh, but picking up where I left off, I didn't say anything. The song that goes with the first episode is, funny enough, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Obviously, you know the theme song of the titular TV show, written by, uh, Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff. But the second episode deals with um, 281's first real big rehearsal after they get back together, and this is really just this is just a time for Fozzy and the rest of the gang to kind of relax for a little bit because they've been practicing so much since they found out that they get to open for 281. So this is just Fozzy and the first chapter of him just hanging out with Mac, them listening in on the rehearsal and getting to, I guess you could say, getting to know each other, because what it is unlike, well, no, I guess Jim and Nat kind of fall into this category, but unlike Nick and Raquel, obviously, and Jim and Nat in season 2 obviously know each other, and like Bella and Eddie, but with Fozzy and Mac, they don't know each other yet. They hang out, but they don't really, I wouldn't say they would call themselves friends because they're really just acquaintances. They hang with the same group. So it's just, it sets off the story, like this series of events, especially between them actually mostly for the first time talking, just like I said, just you know. And the title that goes with that is Backstreet's Back by the Backstreet Boys. Um, it is kind of funny, even though these 8 events happen twice, like I said, through different points of view, pretty much every episode is going to have 2 different song titles, obviously, for each event. But you'll see what I mean soon enough. The third episode, obviously, like I said, all these are Fozzy so far. It just deals with, I guess it deals with them. It's also like they're still taking a break again, but this is like them in the hotel. They're just messing around, I guess you could say, and it's just like the boys teaming up against the girls to try to out prank each other. Like, I guess you could say like a certain YouTube couple, if you know what if you know what I'm talking about. But the song that goes along with that is Girls and Boys by Good Charlotte. Pretty easy to figure out why. The fourth episode, I really love. And obviously the 12th episode for Mac later on. But this is the first time they get to do a concert. Well, no, 8 Minutes doesn't get to do this. This is like a warm up for 281 for them to get back together, for them to talk, for them to regroup for the first time, like officially. And the reason I made them go to LA is because, well, it's not in LA, but they get to go to Disneyland where 281 gets to perform. And so you see 8 Minutes going around, obviously, like, well, obviously they're there with 281 when they're performing, but you do get to see Fozzy and everyone like watch, and you get to see the band, which is like why I like it so much, because this is probably one of the first titles I thought of when I started doing the web series, because I'm a pretty Disney fanatic, you could say. If you ever read my book, or if you ever read like what happened, the remnants of my book, you find that I stopped writing it because I had to do so much about Disney World, actually, that I just stopped. But anyway, I knew exactly the song that I wanted to use before I even wrote this web series. The fourth the song that goes with the fourth episode is "It's a Small World" because that's actually the song that 281's gonna sing. You may think to yourself, it sounds that doesn't make sense. You know, you're like, that's a bunch of kids singing. It is, but the way I have it in my mind, the reason I wanted to use it is copyright be damned. You just have to think of it like 281 is only 4 members, not 5 like a lot of other boy bands, but you just imagine like them like, you know, singing in order, like you just start hearing them and it's like, it starts off with Jim and let me just go ahead and scratch make it sound horrible, but you know, he starts off with the beginning. No, he starts off in the beginning. It's rewritten a little bit different, so he starts singing and he's like he just starts singing, he's like, there's so much that we share, but sorry about that, but it sounds like, you know, it's in the boy band kind of tune, so that's why I kind of like that. That's why it was one of the first episodes I thought of when I first started writing the web series, like I said. But anyway, the 5th episode moves back into Fozzie's attempts to get to know Mac a little bit better. And it goes back to the hotel again, but the difference is that you see Fozzie like waiting. They're supposed to wait. 8 minutes is supposed to be rehearsing, but the thing is, it's raining outside, and almost everybody else was already out and doing, you know, enjoying Disneyland, whereas Fozzie and Mac are just like are at Fozzie's hotel room just hanging out, and it starts to bridge the relationship between Fozzie and Mac. They start to, I wouldn't say fall in love just yet, but they do start to get like pretty close to one another, and the song that goes with that is DJ Got Us Fall in Love by Usher. The 6th episode, let me finish with this, harkens a little bit to actually more about Mac and what she does for a living. Mac doesn't actually go to college. She is actually a YouTuber. That's what she does for a living. You know, I would say she's pretty popular. She's not like crazy popular, but she has a pretty good following. And so it is August, I believe, by now. And so it's just about her and a little bit about her life, and she's vlogging. It's in August. If you follow anybody on YouTube, you know that a lot of people in August do like a vlog every day in that month, and it's Fozzie and Mac hanging out and them getting. Actually, it's Fozzie's not with Mac. This is when Fozzie's with Nick, and what happens is he finds out that she does that through her sister, who's also there, Abby, who was introduced last season. And the song that goes with that is "Part of Your World" by Jody Benson. Again, it's the reprise, because when I first made it so that Jim did it in the first season, I knew that I wanted to do it again through Fozzie's voice, and he just adds on to that song because he wants to be part of Mac's crazy life and all that jazz. And that's it for this part. Hopefully I'll get to another part next.